Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's topic, I'll be telling you some of the questions you are supposed to ask before you get to know someone, or before marriage, or if you are in a relationship and it's getting too serious. These are the questions you are supposed to have an answer to before you keep pushing things forward. So stay tuned. If this is your first time watching me, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share this video. My name is Nay Yvonne, so take note. I'll be giving you 6 important questions you are supposed to know before you get married to someone. So stay tuned. So if you are dating someone, or if you're into a serious relationship with someone, these things are very important. It's better you sort them as early as possible. But let me say, for example, you never knew about this, or you're planning to get married to this person. These are the questions you are supposed to be aware of. You are supposed to know these things from your partner before you push on with it. So the very first question I'll be talking about is that you need to know your partner's blood group. Yes, it's very important you know your partner's blood group. So the first on the list is the blood group. You need to know your partner's blood group. When we talk of the blood group, there are 4 different types of blood group. Either your partner might be blood group A, there might be blood group B, there might be blood group AB, and there might be blood group O. So you need to know your partner's blood group, and you also need to know your partner's rhesus factor. It's very important. Knowing your partner's blood group will help in a situation like if your partner had an accident, or your partner is short of blood and needs blood transfusion, or it also helps in the case to determine paternity. So it's very important you know your partner's blood group in order to avoid some certain situation like agglutination, blood clotting, if your partner has to do blood donation, or maybe has to receive blood as a result of blood shortage. So it's very important. So when we talk of the blood group, there are 4 different types of blood group, and also it's important to know your partner's rhesus factor. So this rhesus factor is divided into 8 different types of blood. So for blood group you have 4, but when we talk of the rhesus factor, this is the rhesus D factor. We have either the person can be A positive or A negative, blood group B positive or B negative, or blood group AB positive or maybe AB negative, or maybe blood group O positive or maybe O negative. So when we talk of the rhesus factor, let me write it down clearly. When we talk of the rhesus factor, the rhesus D factor, this is what we are talking about. So for rhesus D factor, the person can be positive, can be rhesus positive, that's this person can be rhesus D positive, or this person can be rhesus D negative. So when you know your blood group, or when you know your partner's blood group, the next thing you are supposed to know is the kind of rhesus factor this person has. Is this person rhesus positive for A blood group, or is this person rhesus negative for blood group A? So for example, let me say if your partner is blood group A, you need to know if it's blood group A positive or blood group A negative. But majority of people are always rhesus D positive. So the next question you are supposed to know is your partner's genotype. That's the second question. Number 2, it's your partner's genotype. And when we talk of genotype, you need to know, is your partner having the sickle cell trait, or your partner is normal? So the genotype is mostly based on the kind of hemoglobin this your partner has. So if he has an abnormal hemoglobin structure in the red blood cell, definitely maybe this person is sickle cell. So you have to know the kind of trait this person has. And when we talk of the sickle cell trait, or when we talk of the kind of genotype group, this person can be AA, which is normal, or this person can be AS, or the person can be SS, or the person can be AC. So for AC, it's a rare type of genotype group, and for AS, this person is already sickle cell. This AS stands for sickle cell. This person is a sickle cell patient. Then AA and this other one, this patient is normal. But this person with an AS group having the S gene in it is showing this person is a carrier. This person is a carrier. This person is the healthy person. with no threat of sickle cell in the blood group. So that is why it's very important for you to know the kind of genotype your partner has, because in case you are, let me say for example, in case your partner is a sickle cell patient and you are having a threat of the sickle cell, if you people join together and you give birth to your children, 50% of your children might be sickle cell patient. And you know, when it comes to the sickle cell patient, they always have crisis. At times, most of them, they don't even survive. So, but for those that survive, they always have this regular crisis on and off. They keep taking them to the hospital. I'm sorry, but they do experience a lot of challenge. And I pray for all those that are out there. I pray that they keep pushing through, and hopefully everything will be fine. So this is it. These are the different types of genotype blood group. That's why it's very necessary for you to ask this question. You need to know. If you're an healthy individual, there is no problem. Definitely you can get married to any of these other traits. But if in case you're a sickle cell patient, you need to take great care with the kind of a person you are getting married to. So you need to be very aware when it comes to this. The next question you are supposed to know is to ask if this person is HIV positive. You need to know the medical status of the person. So the third question is, you need to know the HIV status of your partner. HIV status of your partner. You cannot just be dating someone and you don't know the HIV status of that person. If that person is HIV positive or is HIV negative. No need to worry. If your partner is HIV positive, definitely your partner needs to be on the antiretroviral drugs. But I think that's something that if you're dating someone, you need to be aware of, so you can equally protect yourself. And definitely your partner needs to be aware in order to be taking their medication, so this HIV, the virus, will not develop and turn into it. So that is why you need to be aware of your partner's HIV status. Then the very fourth question is, you need to ask this person, is this person has ever had sexually transmitted disease? If this person has ever been infected with sexually transmitted disease before. This question will help determine, because in case you had been infected with a sexually transmitted disease before and it was not well treated, it can equally affect your fertility. So for example, someone having gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, if those infections were not properly treated, it might equally affect the person's fertility. That's why you need to ask some of these questions. And the next question I'll be talking about, the fifth question, is the fertility status of this person. You need to know this person's fertility status. Is this person fertile or not? For example, if you're getting married and you want to have many kids, don't get married before you start discovering maybe your wife was not fertile or maybe your husband was not fertile. It's going to cause a lot of problems. So most of these things, you have to sort them before you get married. So you have to also determine, is this person actually fertile? How do you do this? Both partners, you have to go to the hospital. For the man, they are going to run a semen analysis. For the semen analysis, it's going to tell the kind of sperm cell this person is producing, if the person is producing lesser number or the required number, or if the person is producing normal kind of sperm cell. All of that they are going to determine from this. So it's going to check the structure, the function, the normal, the viability, all of that. And for the lady, they are going to check hormonal balance, stuffs like luteinizing, follicle stimulating hormone, prolactin, and all the hormone, testosterone, that is linked to fertility. They are going to check that. And the very last factor you have to check it, that is number 6. You have to check if this person has any hereditary disease. So you have to check for hereditary disease. Just ask the person. There are some families that they have hereditary for obesity, maybe diabetes, or maybe liver disease, heart disease, and many more. So you have to know, in case you get married to someone that has a hereditary disease, maybe for thalassemia or maybe for anemia, all of this, you need to be aware of it, because most of the times, mostly for hereditary disease, they are usually transferred from one generation to another. So you need to be aware of this. Don't just get married before you are finding out this is what this person is suffering from. In our African society, at times they have hereditary disease for madness and a lot more. So these are the things you have to be aware before you get married to someone. So stay tuned. If you are presently now in a relationship, it's very important you check. But if you know your relationship will not lead to anything that too serious, it's very important you check for sexually transmitted disease and HIV. You have to check for these two, and also for your blood group, in case maybe a baby can come out even before you get married. That's why it's very important. You need to be aware of these things before you push forward, especially if you're planning to have a baby together or push forward and get married. So if you have been watching without definitely liking or clicking the subscription button, please kindly do so, and don't forget to share this video. It might equally help someone outside. Stay tuned, and remember, I love you all. Ciao.